Hey YouTube, Yugioh here today. This is Cage again. As you can see, I'm in a different place. I'm actually at my parents' house. Key and I were visiting my parents today. Um, Today I want to talk about the basically how Konami is slapping us players in the face. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, this format is terrible and this format is garbage and blah 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 blah. But you know what? Those people are right. Um, I agree with those people 100%. This format is garbage. Um, it's ridiculous. All the cards that have been, unbanned, and then the meta is ridiculous right now. And the thing about it is that you guys have to understand, we allow Konami to do this to us. We allow Konami to basically take their hand and slap us in the face and say, "There you go, take that. We're gonna unban Blackluster. We're gonna, reintroduce Heavy Storm, and then not only are we gonna reintroduce Heavy Storm, we're gonna put MST at 3." So you'll have no background control whatsoever. Back row control. You know, I really don't know why Konami does that to us. I mean, us being the paying customers of Konami, you'd think Konami would have more respect for us, but it's like, you go to YCS, you stand in line 3 hours to register. If you manage to make it, if you manage by some miracle to win YCS, what do you get? I mean, you get, okay, I guess decent prize. You get, they have okay prizes, but if you go to regionals or locals, their prizes are jokes. Um, there's 3 decks right now that you can play to try to win with around that. I'm not saying there's exactly three, but you know what I mean. Um, yeah, so Konami really has no respect for us as players. I mean, we want as players with self-respect, we should want to be able to sit down with any deck and any deck be competitive. That's not how it is anymore. You can't just sit down with an old deck and it be competitive. You can't sit down like Kia, for example. Her favorite deck is Crystal Beast. That's her favorite deck. Um, and at one time Crystal Beast were a pretty good deck, but you can't sit down with a Crystal Beast deck now and go to YCS. You get slaughtered. Um, and that's not right. When a player knows that if they face a certain deck they're gonna lose, that's no fun anymore. Um, and the fact is that these pro players who call themselves pro players, um, they're all running the same decks. They're all running the same cards. Everybody's using Tengus and uh, tour guides right now, and it's like, how is that fun? How do you have self-respect for yourself because you run the exact same cards that all these other people here at YCS are running, or that 75% of the deck people here are running? How do you have respect for yourself when you do that? I mean, I have a Dark World deck that I built. I built it specifically because people said Dark Worlds flopped, and I was like, oh, they flopped. All right, I'm gonna take them and see if I can do anything with them. I doubt it, but I'm gonna try. I don't really go. I don't go to YCSs anyway, just because I think it's a waste of time to sit there in a line, get up at 5 o'clock in the morning for a 10 o'clock registration, have to stand in line um, for 3 hours to register, and then not even top because you lost to a Tengu deck or you lost to a Chaos control deck or whatever the metas are right now. I think that's ridiculous. The other deck I'm working on right now is Gadgets, and I mean Gadgets have had their little meta phase and things like that, and they're still a pretty good deck. But I'm not building Gadgets because I want a good deck. I'm not building Gadgets because I want to be a meta player and win YCSs and stuff. I'm building Gadgets because I like Gadgets playstyle. I have certain playstyles that I like, and I like the Gadgets playstyle. Um, it suits me. But these people and Konami, basically, uh, it's pretty obvious they don't playtest their cards. It's pretty obvious that they don't give a rip about Yu-Gi-Oh or the customers. They basically, like I said, they slapped us in the face. We don't care about you guys. We just want our money. And you guys, and we're dumb enough as Yu-Gi-Oh players to say, okay, here you go. I'm gonna fork out $100 for a tour guide. I'm gonna fork out $600 for 3 tour guides. I'm gonna fork out $300 for Rescue Rabbit. It's like, okay, I understand that everybody wants to be competitive, but Konami's taking the competitive edge off with these ridiculous cards and ridiculous effects and these meta decks. We can players like a lot of us players who want to have self-respect and want to have original decks. We can't. We can't do it and expect and hope to win. We can do it for fun, which I play for fun all the time. But we can't go to a YCS. We can't go to a regional. We can't go to a national. You may be able to go to your locals sometimes, but even now I'm starting to see meta decks take over locals. But you can't go to any of these other big tournaments, the SJ tournaments. You can't do any of that kind of stuff um, without basically either having a meta deck or not expecting to win anything. You can go with a regular deck that's not a meta deck, but don't expect to win. Don't expect to top. Don't expect to be top 100. Don't expect any of that because we get treated like garbage, and we keep coming back for it, which is what I don't understand. We keep coming back for more. Konami smacks us in the face, and we turn to the other side and say, slap us there too. We turn to the other side and say, slap us there too. It goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and we just take it over and over and over again. Instead of taking a stand against Konami and saying, you know what, no, we're not putting up with this garbage anymore. You're going to treat us right. You're going to value us as customers. You're going to value us as Yu-Gi-Oh players who have self-respect and don't run the same decks over and over and over again. And a lot of these people who are at YCS, I mean, I'm not going to say all of them because obviously some of them are pretty good, but a lot of these people who are at YCS are sellouts. All they're worried about is winning. It doesn't matter if they have to have the same deck as 75% of the people. It doesn't matter if they have to steal cards. It doesn't matter if they have to cheat. It doesn't matter if they have to do any of that kind of stuff. And those of us who are traditional Yu-Gi-Oh players who have that self-respect, who want a deck that is original, that we came up with, that we designed, and we want it to work, we're just left in the dust. We're left there by Konami, and they're just like, you know what, screw you. Um, Konami, they make these cards ridiculously expensive. Don't It's not so much the players. I mean, yeah, some cards are broken. Tengu, Tour Guide again. Some cards are broken. But Konami is the one who does these TCG exclusives and makes them worth $600 for a playset of Tour Guides. And it's like and we put up with it. That's what I'm saying. We put up with this. So when I see these videos on here about people complaining about the format, I agree, it's garbage. But we put up with it. We still play in the tournaments. We still play at YCS. We still go to the SJ championships and all that because, I mean, I understand that you can find good cards and stuff there, but trade with people online. Trade with people, whatever. You may not get your cards instantly, but you're still going to get them. Find ways to trade with people. Don't My suggestion is this: do not. I think that we should start, giving Konami a little feedback. We need to basically boycott Konami. We need to say, you know what? Screw the Photon Dragon packs. Screw all the new tens. We'd like them, yeah, but we're not going to take this anymore. As self-respecting Yu-Gi-Oh players, we're not going to take being slapped around by you guys in the face and saying, you know what? We know you guys would want competitive decks, but you know what? Screw you. We're going to make 3 cards for 3 decks that are going to be the meta decks, and everybody's going to run them. And we put up with that garbage. And a lot of people are going to say, well, I don't want to quit buying packs. I don't want to quit doing this. Well, sometimes it takes sacrifice to do some things. Do I want to stop buying booster packs? No, of course not. Do I want to stop, playing Yu-Gi-Oh? No, I'm not going to quit Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm not going to go play in YCS. I'm not going to go play in SJs. I'm not going to go play in anything like that. I may go play at my locals because my locals are free, but I'm not going to go pour more money into Konami when they obviously just tell us, you know what, give us your money and go screw yourself. It's like, and if people said that to you in real life, you'd be like, screw you. But Konami says it to us, and we're just like, okay, here you go. Here's $300. Here's another $300 for Rescue Rabbit. Here's $600 for tour guides. And we just put up with it. And then we call ourselves respectable Yu-Gi-Oh players. I don't know where that comes from, because there's no respect. When you let someone do that to you, you have no respect for yourself. I'm going to run a meta deck because that's what's winning right now. There's no respect in that. There's no strategy in that. You have no skill as a player. I mean, okay, yes, meta decks require a slight amount of skill sometimes, but they're so autopilot now, it doesn't require any skill. It's just, I'm going to run this, I'm going to summon this, summon this, summon this, special summon, special summon, special summon, synchro, XY, XCs, whatever. But there's no real strategy. Like, if you watch, and a lot of people reference the original show, I don't think necessarily we should be playing based on the show, but I want to say, at the show, if you watch the show, every duel was a match of thinking, not just, okay, I have this monster, this monster, this monster, and now I win. Nobody wants to play anymore when you sit down and in 2 turns, the duel's over. Nobody wants to play anymore when you sit down and the way the dice rolls decides who wins. Magic doesn't do that. I mean, do I like Magic the Gathering? It's alright. Would I play it? Probably not. Not because it's too hard or anything, but because just the I don't like Magic style that much. I don't really like the concept of Magic, but at the same time, I understand why the players say that, why Magic players say that we're, sissies and we don't play a very good game, because we don't. Our game doesn't require any thinking anymore. Our game's been trashed. It doesn't require us to think. It doesn't require us to sit there and say, how am I going to get out of this situation? Because by the time you figured out how to get out of that situation, your life points are gone. Because some person had a two-turn deck. And it's ridiculous. This TG Librarian Reborn Tengu crap is ridiculous, and I think it needs to end. So my idea, like I said before, is we need to stop buying stuff from Konami for now. Does that mean you can't buy the old booster packs? No. The old booster packs have cards that are older, that are great, but I don't think we should buy any of the new stuff, because by buying the new stuff, we're supporting this meta mentality where we need to sell all the meta cards, and we need to come out with these ridiculous cards that haven't been play tested and have ridiculous effects. Um, that's what I think. Let me know what you guys think. I'm sure some of you guys are going to disagree with this, and some of you may agree with us, hopefully. I'm going to try my best to not buy any more new Konami products for a while until they realize that they need to stop slapping us in the face and give us some of what we want. Um, so anyways, that's it for now. See you guys in my next video.